Hello, beautiful traveler. Welcome back to the Space Age. If this is your first time coming across this channel, I welcome you here to Space Age Tarot. This is a place where I give pick-a-card readings and talk about other fun things you may enjoy. So in today's video, we're going to be doing a choose your own adventure pick-a-card reading, if you can already tell from the title. So in this video, we're going to be looking at what your next adventure will be. Life is exciting, it is magical, and I want you guys to get in the spirit of embracing that. So this is what this reading is all about. It's about embodying that energy and walking into an adventure. So you're essentially selecting for yourself an adventure you'd like to embark on. So before you have 8 choices of adventures you are allowing into your life. Wonderful, abundant, glorious, fun, exciting things that you are inviting with your energy. So we have 8 piles. So we have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, pile 5, pile 6, pile 7, and pile 8. If you need to select a pile with crystals, I totally get it. There are a lot of piles here today. So I'm going to place some crystals. So we have Jasper, red Jasper for pile 1. We have Fluorite for pile 2. Excuse my fingernails, I have not painted them. And then we have Tiger's Eye for pile 3. Let's get a better look, okay? We have Rose Quartz for pile 4. We have Green Aventurine, almost as if for adventure, for pile 5. Ooh, it's gonna focus. We have Howlite for pile 6. Okay, and then we have this stone that I found in my front yard. It has some purple hues to it. It's like very like glittery, but like it seems like there's amethyst in there. Love this. Okay, it's picking up pretty well on camera. For pile 7, and then we have this stone, which I believe is carnelian or some type of agate, for pile 8. So take as much time as you need to select a pile and or piles. You are free to select more than one, of course. Have as much fun as you want with doing that. So yeah, choose your own adventure, and the timestamps will be posted in the description box and the comment section, and I will see you in your reading. Hi group 1, so let's begin your reading. So let's begin with what your adventure is going to be. I am seeing that you guys are actually going to be traveling far and wide, but this is a lot of soul traveling as well. There's a lot of inner development that is going on here, mainly in the realm of self-love and experiencing love and understanding what love is. So I'm seeing a major theme in your next adventure is you understanding people on a deeper level, people that may have hurt you, people that may have given you kindness in the past. And there's also looking at yourself and having a deeper appreciation for who you are and what you embody and who you really are, understanding your real power in the world. And what's interesting here is we have this dragonfly, which has to do with being lighthearted and coming across situations and redefining situations in a different way. So the things that are coming across you in the future and have come across you in the past, which is really just all the present, all of those things are being redefined here on your journey. I'm seeing that for those of you that have lost your passion in life, that is returning. And in fact, the things that may have scarred you in the past are creating this fire, this fuel for the future to help you rebuild yourself and also like conquer the world. I'm seeing with this assessing card that you guys are actually setting your sights on something and you guys are ready to conquer something. So this is actually a very grand adventure. I'm actually thinking of like Shanghai Nights, Shanghai Noon. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, those movies with Jackie Chan, Owen Wilson. They're kind of funny. I don't know if people think they're bad movies, but I remember watching those as a kid, and I just remember thinking, this is a very expansive and broad movie. There's Jackie Chan in the Wild Wild West going on some adventure, then he's in Britain, and then it's just like a lot of crazy stuff going on. And I'm honestly seeing that that's your life very soon in this adventure mode. I'm seeing that you guys are starting to look at the world more as a place for you to conquer. And conquer has a sort of aggressive connotation to it. So you guys can apply whatever connotation you'd like to that. But what I mean by this is that you guys are really setting your sights on something and you understand that your will and your dominance has the ability to make those things happen. Just you thinking those things can make those things happen with Mercury mind here. So you understand that there's almost like this overarching worldview that you have where you understand that there essentially need to be a few eggs broken in order to make the omelet. So you're kind of just putting yourself first now because you understand that you are a part of everything and therefore you have value and therefore you have the determination, the will, the destiny, everything that is necessary to make things happen for you. You have everything, you embody everything, and therefore you know that it's yours. So what I'm seeing for your journey is that you guys might actually be traveling. I'm seeing more traveling within here, but in your outside world, you guys are going to be kicking ass and taking names. I really get that strong sense here that you guys have stepped into a new realm of power, and therefore your adventure really has to do with you essentially understanding that you're like the apex, okay? And we have this bear here, and the bear is like this apex predator in the woods. And the bear is very comfortable. The bear gets what the bear wants. The bear gets exactly what the bear needs and wants, and it's its destiny. It understands that. And there's not really much to challenge him as far as, as far as things go. This is an omnivore. The bear eats fish, rabbits, those kinds of things, but it also eats plants. So literally every single thing is fair game for this bear. And I'm almost seeing you guys like on this journey, like maybe even to the wild, wild west, or some journey that feels like that, in metaphorically speaking, where you're in like some wild grounds, some natural, some naturist places, and really feeling in your element. So essentially your adventure centers around you being essentially reacquainted with your nature, which is love, pure love. And when you practice this pure love and you allow this pure love to permeate your being, I'm seeing that you guys are literally going to be feeling weightless, because there might have been a lot of heartbreak in your past. There might have been people that have tried to harm you or scar you and argue with you, but that's behind you with the Seven of Wands reverse. That's completely behind you. And in fact, we have this dragon heart. Maybe that means something to you guys. Oh, Dragonheart. Isn't that a film from the 90s? Maybe that means something to some of you guys. Maybe you want to watch that. Maybe it'll be inspiring. Can't remember what it's about, but I think that's a movie, and I think it's on Netflix. So maybe check that out. Maybe there's actually like a spiritual message in that movie for you, or it teaches you the way of life, because there's a dragon film. I believe it's called Dragonheart. There's like a series of like old dragon films that deal with like some kind of journey, some kind of like hero's journey, and like it's about like battling and just self-discovery. So this might actually be really helpful in that regard. Anyways, with the dragonfly, it deals with being lighthearted right? And coming to some kind of revelation. But we also see that this mode of travel that she's on is this air vehicle. I would say it's a hot air balloon, but I think this is more of like a steampunk interpretation of that. So I would say like it's an air vehicle. So basically, I'm seeing you guys being lifted up in the air. And also we have this raven here that has conquered this 3 of hearts. And that's about flight. So you guys may be flying somewhere very soon. This is like all kind of indicating that you guys are either feeling very lighthearted, and also it's indicating that you may want to be traveling. But either way, you're in your element, and your next adventure deals with you looking at the world and just in peace, in harmony, knowing that your mind is what makes everything up. And therefore, in your natural element, you rise to the top as the apex, okay? So if you've been going through a lot of like heartbreak and stuff, I'm seeing that you're being led, like your adventure is leading you like through this like hump, this like arc of forgiveness, this arc of peace, arc of understanding, and letting things go from the past, things that might be echoing in your mind right now, maybe some phrases someone said to you, maybe that feeling of being passionless. Maybe you've been feeling for a long time like you've lost your passion for life, or people have been taking that from you, or you've been having some internal battles within. All of those things are kind of being led to this arc of self-realization here with this bear. This bear is self-realized. This bear really understands itself, and it understands its place, just as you're understanding your place along this journey. And your journey really could take you anywhere. That's what assessing here is telling me. It's telling me that you guys can literally go anywhere you want, because you seem to have understanding. Like this says basic witch here. So you might not be a witch. You could be a witch, but you might be like an alchemist or not have a label at all, but someone who understands the fundamentals of creation. And you're being led on this journey so that you can create everything that you want and need. So let's look at these astrological dice here and see who may be coming along your journey. Okay, that fell on the ground. Okay, I'm not going to pick that up right now, but it says 5. 5 deals with Mercury. And this has, oh my God. Sorry, I just thought of like a dirty word. But we have Mars here. So, and then we have Taurus as well. So what I'm seeing is that some of you guys may be encountering someone who is a Taurus, but I'm also, with the Mars here, I see like heavy dominant sexual energy. So, I mean, for those of you that are 18 plus, okay, like some dominant sexual energy. So along your journey of self-realization, you're going to be feeling very lighthearted, because it seems to me like you're letting things go. And a part of your journey may actually be this, this encounter with this person, or actually with yourself, okay? Where you're kind of understanding certain things that you want. So you might be realizing that you want different things in this next part of your journey, this next adventure. You might actually be discovering something new about your intimate life, okay? So, and also it's interesting, you guys chose the red Jasper, which has to do with the root chakra. So I'm sensing for a lot of you guys, this journey will be about your security, right? Your adventure has to do with freeing up that space in your body, in your consciousness, that once was occupied by that lower Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the need to survive, the need to have shelter, the need to be cared for, because there is a void perhaps that's going to be coming into place, or it's already in place right here with this heart, which has like these ribs that are kind of just filled with swords. There might be an emptiness, but this is actually swooping in, because whatever you might be feeling, this emptiness, this feeling of like lost passion, feeling of like just anger within, just feeling like upset internally, or just trying to keep everything together, all of this is going to be replaced with you understanding new things about yourself. So your adventure really has to do with the self-discovery and the replacing of these items with love and forgiveness of yourself, other people, whatever situations have been bugging you. You know, and forgiveness doesn't mean that anyone did anything wrong or that you did anything wrong, but you guys are really starting to develop this ability to use your mind power to create things, and it's going to be with ease. I'm seeing that this is an adventure that teaches you how to make whatever it is that you want in life with pure ease, because this bear here is an abundant bear. This bear understands himself, herself. Okay? So this bear understands where it stands in the universe. It understands where it stands in the forest. It understands its role. It doesn't question it. Just like I'm seeing that in this adventure, you're learning no longer to question who you are and really to just face things head on. With the Mars energy, this is very dominant male, masculine energy. When you have like these horns here, it's like you guys are literally taking things head on. You guys are, like I said, conquering. I said that earlier. So embrace it. You know, you have the ability to, of course, with this mind here, you have this ability to perceive things and change. Use your perception really to alter the world around you. So you're understanding the responsibility that you take within, okay? So anyways, that is what I have for you guys about your next adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, be sure to like this video. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 2. Let's begin your reading. So right away, I just want to say you guys have the dolphin. And right away, I just know you guys are going to be having a lot of fun on this adventure of yours. And then we also have Aquarius. So I just feel like you guys are going to be getting weird. And we also have the star, which is ruled by Aquarius. It's the Aquarian tarot card, I'd say. And I just feel like this is all about your self-expression. This is really heavily defined by your self-expression. And I also see, like, with this action card, this might be expression through dance or some kind of performative arts or some type of arts that are like, you know, maybe some fine arts. It could be music, it could be painting, dancing, of course. Maybe you guys are going off to, perhaps your adventure deals with going to a school that deals with performing arts or something like this. But this is actually really you guys freeing yourselves up from any type of like burdens or limitations or anything that was like holding you back in the past. You might have been feeling some guilt in the past about leaving some things behind, but I'm seeing that you guys are just no longer going so hard on yourselves. You guys are really just easing up on that and allowing yourselves to be free. You know what's coming up really? It's coming up that you guys may have felt like you had to rely on people a lot, but you're realizing that you don't really need that anymore because you have this internal knowing about yourself that you're no longer worried about potential consequences. You're more at peace with who you are than ever, okay? Some of you guys may have dealt with certain things in the past, like a heartbreak, for example, or maybe you have lost somebody recently, or there might have just been some kind of thing that just really made you feel shattered, crushed, or just really agitated within and just not at peace at all. But with the star here, I always see this as a beautiful sign that things are finally coming over that really difficult hill and things are getting better, okay? So what I'm getting here for you guys is that you guys are really going to be opening up on your journey. You guys are going to be freeing yourselves and also having a transformation with this judgment in reverse. I'm seeing that it's more so like you guys are reversing these internal judgments you've had about yourself with the temperance reversed, the judgments reversed. It seems like perhaps in the past, you guys were really your harshest critic. And that's like most people are their own harshest critics, but I'm seeing for you guys this was something that was a challenge for you for a long time. But luckily we have this dolphin here teaching us this lesson, right? Where the dolphin is trying to tell you it's time to free up that space in your heart and move forward. So on your journey, you guys are probably going to be walking with a dolphin spirit or embodying this spirit of feeling free, wanting to swim, relax, play. And it's actually through play that you're going to get a lot of these things done on this adventure of yours, okay? This adventure really has a lot to do with movement. So I'm seeing a lot of you guys are taking your own actions aside from anyone else. You're not really taking anyone else's advice here, and that's okay. You guys may be considering other people's things, but it's really like if someone tells you something, you hear it and you accept it if you feel like it's already in alignment with who you are. You're just, you have this internal knowing. So your adventure really pertains to going off, running into the sunset, and knowing everything is going to be okay and that you can take care of yourself. So some of you guys may be moving somewhere on your own. I'm seeing you guys being maybe financially independent very soon in this adventure, maybe buying your own apartment, no longer having a roommate if you already have your own apartment, just taking a bigger step in life of independence. But this isn't independence from other people, and it's not independence in the way of stating like you don't need other people. The dolphin runs in a pack, right? Like dolphins are pack animals. They have family, very close family. This is about you feeling like, yes, I have this team beside me, but I also know that within me is the ability to take care of myself, to do things for myself. And so with the star, I'm seeing that some of you guys are really starting to make some great moves in your passion. So your next adventure has to do with you guys stepping into a higher level of your passion. So if you guys are dancers, let's say you're a ballerina, for example, this next adventure is leading you into working for a ballet company or something, or getting that role that you wanted on stage. Okay, so your next adventure has to do with you leveling up and you taking chances on yourself. But I also see the next adventure for you guys is like you having a full-on smile on your face, feeling super confident, having that internal knowing, that clairsentience? Yes, clairsentience, the internal knowing that everything's okay. But I also see in this next journey, because of the heavy Aquarian energy, that you guys, and also the princess here, that you guys are really going to be embracing something new as far as like maybe how you look, how you think, but you're going to be adopting something that is outside of the norms. This might be like a thought process that only you think, okay? It's interesting because in the world, right, we have billions of people and there's so many different subjects people talk about, and you might hear like people talking about a subject, right? Like you might go on the internet, see people commenting things, all kinds of stuff. You hear all these different, ways of thinking, but there's people that generally agree about like certain things, and you're just like, like you might be that one person that believes that one thing. And this is all a part of this adventure here. Like you might be led to knowing something that literally no one in the world knows. That's what I'm hearing, that some of you guys will just be finding something out that no one else knows. Or this could be also like this rising action here with this action card. When you're shifting into this new place, for example, going into the ballet company, right? Getting hired as like a ballerina on in a stage play. Is it a play or a production, right? So on this journey, this is also saying that in your next adventure, the way up, the way that you get there, right? And I'm using the ballerina example, but apply this to any example in your life. The way that you're getting there, you might have been thinking like, oh, you might have been reading success stories of people that are like you. Maybe you've read Misty Copeland's like success story, and you're like, okay, maybe my success story will be like that. Or you might be an entrepreneur, and you might have been thinking about how Steve Jobs got all the way to where he was. Or like, whoever is like an entrepreneur, whoever you're looking up to and you've seen stories about in your field. This is saying that if you see all these different people, if you list all these different examples, every single one of them, there might be some similarities along the way, but every single one of them had a different experience making it, right? Some people get discovered on the side of the road. Some people get discovered, or some people build their way up on their own. Some people build their way up on their own, but then they have like an entire team that swoops in, There's just different steps along the way. And I'm seeing that your journey, you're going to have one of those stories that people look at, and they're like wondering, okay, how is that going to happen for me? how am I going to imitate this so that I can have the same results? Because your journey is completely unique. So this adventure of yours is so unique that no one else is going to be having it. So if you're looking to other people for inspiration, or like if you're looking to other people for guidelines, I'm seeing that you being a free spirit here and just allowing life to flow and just knowing, all you need to do is know that everything's going to work out on your adventure. You're going to have like this, it's going to be like a real adventure where no one's seen it happen before, and it's going to inspire so many people. So this adventure for you guys is really like, it's like watching a movie that is original. You know how movies, there's like a lot of movies that just have like the same plot lines. Everyone's like, I feel like I keep seeing the same movie over and over again. This is like seeing an original movie after so long. Like an original plot line, like the words aren't super predictable, that kind of thing. So let's roll some of your astrological dice to see who you might be meeting in your adventure. So you might be running into a Cancer. Maybe this is like a best friend, lover. We have 10 here, which signifies completion. But this could also be like October. Maybe you're meeting something. Maybe this adventure is happening in October for you guys. And then we have the North Node. So this has to do with your destiny. Okay, so your next adventure deals with your destiny and what you're meant to do on this earth. So again, I feel like this has to do with you rising in your status and whatever it is that you're trying to do. So if you're, like I said, the ballerina going into a production or something. But yeah, you guys might be meeting someone very much like yourself. I'm seeing like potentially like a soulmate. This could be a sexual partner. This could be a friend. But yeah, and I'm also seeing with 10 here, this could be October, but this could also be numerologically completion. Feeling like you've accomplished something really great on this adventure. So I'm seeing your next adventure really has to do with you accomplishing what you've set out to do, reaching a level where, of course, you're not done until you die, of course, but you're reaching a point where you actually feel like you've accomplished something really significant. Not like, minor accomplishments, but like this feels like significant for you. And sure, it might feel normal after a little bit and you're going to be on to the next thing, but this is the kind of thing that you're going to just feel like you accomplished this and it was all you. This is something that you accomplished and you took the time to create for yourself. You might have had help along the way, but you really put in the effort. You know that like it took all of that grit, all of that passion. So this is all about having fun and feeling like you're stepping into a new world, okay? So anyways, that's what I have for you guys, group number 2. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and if you did, be sure to like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 3. Let's begin your reading. So what I'm seeing for you guys in terms of your adventure, well, I'm really drawn to this 5 of Pentacles, and it's making me think of this story by Guy de Maupassant called The Necklace. I don't know if you guys have read this story. It's pretty dark, it's pretty sad. But it essentially centers around this woman who is sort of like, what is her status? She's like kind of higher status. She mingles with higher status people, but she wants more status. And by the way, this isn't you, by the way, that I'm referring to. She wants more status, and so one of her friends that has a higher status has this diamond necklace. And so this woman lets her borrow this diamond necklace for an event. And this is like back in like the 1800s or something, right? And so she goes to this event and she loses that necklace. Like she doesn't know where it went. It just gets lost. She doesn't tell this woman that she lost her necklace. She just uses all of her money and her husband's money. They both buy a new diamond necklace to give to this woman, I believe to save face. And essentially, they spend the next 10 years trying to rack themselves out of debt, suffering, becoming completely impoverished. And then at the end of the story, like her husband, I don't know what happens to her husband. I think she like ends up like passing away from like the stress of it all, like losing everything. And at the end, her friend, the one that let her borrow the diamond necklace, she is like, why didn't you just tell me? Like, why didn't you just tell me you lost it? Like, we could have done something differently. Like, you literally changed your entire life upside down because you didn't tell me. I don't know why this story is coming up, guys. But this Five of Pentacles here brought up a memory that I didn't even know I had. I totally forgot about that story that I read, I don't know how long ago. And I feel like the reason why this is coming up is because, and I know this is about your adventure, and it's like, what's with that story? Space Age, what's that story about? Why are you talking about my fun adventure like this? No, this isn't about your adventure. This is about your journey to your adventure. Like I said, you're not this woman, okay? But what I'm seeing here is that a lot of you guys may have had to put on appearances, or you guys might be in a situation where you want a certain thing and your entire life looks like another thing. Like, she wanted this status or whatever, and her entire life, her thinking was all about, trying to gain the status. It's almost as if the universe is being that friend, right? Like, I see the universe being that friend for you right now, where the friend was like, why don't you just tell me that you lost the necklace? And what's interesting here is we have this diamond split in half, and we know how hard diamonds are and how they just don't do that. So for a lot of you, this might be the representation of some beliefs that you have internally. And specifically, what I'm seeing is that some of you guys may have had like difficulty attracting things to yourself, things that you want, or life might have been very difficult. You guys might have struggled financially or struggled in some kind of way in your physical life. This could be struggles with family members, struggles with people in your life, your close relationships, people just not being dependable. And you just feeling like time and time again, the world is letting you down. People are letting you down. And almost as if you're trying to trust, but it's like, I feel like you guys are trusting people. I feel like you guys are very trusting, loving people, but it's like you also feel like you have to protect yourself. And I feel like this adventure, like I said before, you guys have been on a journey to your adventure. That's like what's really coming through here. You guys have been on a journey to your adventure. And what's interesting here is that you guys, it's almost as if you guys have this concept in your mind that in order to get things, it must be very hard. Like, you might have learned about like things like manifesting the world you want to live in, the person you want to be with, all that kind of stuff, creating the reality that you desire. But with the 10 of Wands, I feel like this is it's like almost, I understand like how you guys feel here, because it feels as though you guys have been given like these ideas, maybe from the people close to you, given beliefs by maybe how you grew up or people you've encountered, situations that have been around you, that in order to get something, in order to attain something, you have to go through trials and tribulations. You have to carry all this weight. Look at this 10 of Wands. This camel here has its head low. It's carrying all of these wands. It's like tired. And the 10 is all about completion. And the 10 of Wands can really mean like, really working hard to complete something and just feeling that payoff and it being great and well and good. But with the 10 of Wands here and you guys, I feel like this is you guys feeling like you've had to struggle and fight to get things that you want, or like if you're manifesting something, you feel like you have to affirm for days, months, and in order for something to be physically made manifest in your world, like you can't even rely on it to be happening consistently. Things are just like maybe difficult to attract, right? And so this, you're like, okay, where's my adventure? Well, here it comes, because oh my gosh, guys, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Your adventure is literally sprinting at you. Your adventure is literally like going to it's going to fall in, and it's going to be, I'm seeing this happening very soon. I almost get like Knight of Swords energy of like, there is a change that's happening in your life where your point of attraction goes from a point of like, why is all this happening to me? Why do I have to work so hard, to being like instantly, like Thanos in Avengers. Like, I mean, Thanos is the villain, and you're definitely not Thanos, okay? Unless you really like that. If you like that vibe, that's cool. I think Thanos is like, he's cool when he's like not destroying like half the universe, I guess, But if you don't get that reference, I'm referring to the Avengers, by the way. It's just, but anyway, when Thanos or anyone Iron Man snaps their fingers with those Infinity Stones, and things instantly change, that's you. You guys like literally have the power of the Infinity Stones in your hand. We have supermoon attraction here, and I'm seeing that your next adventure, okay, things are literally going to change for you so freaking fast, okay? I have like such, oh my God, why do I have the weirdest references for you guys? Like, I'm talking about the necklace, I'm talking about Thanos, and now I'm like, my brain is like, all these messages that are coming through. Now I'm thinking of Melancholia, okay? There's this, it's this film by, what's his name? Lars von Trier. He's, I don't know, he's like a weird filmmaker, but there's this movie with, it's called Melancholia. It has Kirsten Dunst, and this girl is like super duper depressed, and like basically in the movie, like there's like this world ending event, like this apocalypse, and the apocalypse has to do with like this planet coming and just hitting Earth, and she's just really depressed, right? I almost feel like you guys have been like depressed, feeling down, feeling like, why is it so hard? You guys might pick yourself up one day, and then like the next day, like the world is just like filled with circumstances that are just like, But it's like almost as if like, it's so freaking weird because that's like such a depressing movie, but it's almost as if like, because it's like the girl that was melancholic in the movie, and she was almost welcoming that planet to hit the Earth, and you see the planet hitting the Earth, and it looks exactly like this actually. Like, that's why I'm seeing this scene, like she's sitting on the grass, and this planet comes, right, and this is like the moon, this planet comes crashing, and she was just like almost welcoming it. But it's like, as weird as that reference is, it's almost like this planet, this attraction here, is like your world is literally going to be hit by such a force that you've been welcoming like from day one. This is something that you've always deserved, okay? This is something that you were destined for. So your adventure has to do with you getting what you want major big time. Like, I'm seeing that this adventure of yours has to do with back to back receiving everything you want, the person that you want, the job, the career that you want, the house that you want. It's going to be happening so fast. And we have this mass number 44 here, which is telling me like you guys have actually been spending all these years through all these trials, getting these life points, getting all these things, because it's almost as if this blessing that's coming through here, it's like you needed something, it's like you needed self-realization, this mastery, right? Is 44 a master? I feel like 44 is a master number. I don't know if it ends at 33, but this feels like a mastery here, where you guys like spent years of your life actually mastering things and understanding things. And it's like, in order to achieve like full realization, you had to experience the scope of this reality. The salt, experiencing the salt, the evil queens, the narcissists in your life, the energy vampires, whoever, the abusers, whatever happened, you know, the people you've encountered. All of this has happened because you're about to receive one of the biggest blessings of your life, okay? Very soon, okay? This is, like I said, it's sprinting at you. You're literally about to receive one of the biggest blessings. This could be like the big career move. I'm seeing multiple things. This is the supermoon. This is like everything you've ever wanted is finally falling into place because that one stone hits and then they all hit at once, okay? This is the sense that Spirit is giving, okay? And going back to that story at the beginning, right, with the necklace, it's like almost as if like this is coming because you're just asking, you're surrendering. Just like in Melancholia, right? Like the main character, the depressed girl, she completely surrendered. She was like welcoming it. She was like, yes, like, you know, this is like better than anything. This is, you know, like, why not, you know? And it's like almost as if it's like the universe is saying, like, why don't you just ask, right? And instead of just struggling for all these years, and it's not saying that you struggled for nothing. This is saying that at this point, you might have learned that you had to work really hard to attract anything, but that self-concept, that idea it might have been hardened as hard as a diamond, but it's been completely shattered. It is no more, okay? It's completely gone. And yeah, I don't know why I'm getting like all these weird ass references, guys, but it's like I watched these things, I read these things at one point in time, and they're all here because of this message, I guess, for you guys, because what I'm seeing here is that this self-concept, this entire world, this physical manifestation of this world with these pentacles here, they're completely gone. Your point of attraction has completely changed. It's completely changed. So if you guys have been manifesting, and it might be that you've changed the way that you go about manifesting. Maybe I honestly see it like almost like that story. I don't know if you guys have heard that Oprah story where basically she wanted to be in the color purple, and like there was a main character in the story that was called Harpo, and she's Oprah, and that was her name backwards, and she's like, okay, I'm auditioning for this movie, like I have to get it, like this all means something, right? Like this all means something. And she'd been working for so long in her life, like trying to make things happen for herself, and she had such a hard life, right? And she heard that like someone else got it, some other actress got the role, someone who was a little more famous than her. She didn't have any roles, I think, prior to that, but she got a call back from like, I don't know, Spielberg or something, and she was like, man, like I didn't get the role. And she was like, I think she was on a fat farm. I don't even know what that is, but it was something that they did back in the day. And she was just like, it was raining. It was like a freaking movie. It was raining. And she was like, I didn't get the role. And she was like crying. And she's like, you know what? I'm happy for her. I'm happy for that woman that got that role. You know, I'm happy for her. You know, it's, you know what? I'm not gonna, like, I give up. Like, I let it, she basically let everything go, like, completely, right? Like, she was this energy, like, where it was like, she'd been working so hard, and she had been given such difficult circumstances in her life, and she, like, it was raining, like, she was crying, she was like, I'm done, like, I let it, she's like, it's fine, you know, like, it is what it is, like, you know, she got the role. And you know what? I'm actually just going to be happy for her, and I'm just, you know, whatever. And then she gets a call, I think like, I don't know, 10 minutes later. And I think the director, Steven Spielberg, I think that was him. I don't even remember. But the director calls her and says, you have the role, right? And that completely changed her entire life, right? It completely, everything. This is that energy. So your next adventure, right? It's I'm almost seeing like this, there's like this kind of like dark weight here, right? And that energy is being lifted. Like you're letting something go. Like you've mastered something. If the master numbers end at 33, gone way past that. You're all the way at 44. Your life points are all the way up to here, okay? So yeah, you know, I'm gonna roll some astrological dice and see what else is coming through, so who you might encounter. So we have, I'm not even surprised, Scorpio energy here. Sorry, that's not Scorpio, that's Virgo. Tricked me, Scorpio's right there. Virgo energy, okay. So Virgo energy, definitely, that's some heavy energy too, okay? Virgo energy can be pretty heavy as well. We have 12 here, so this could mean December, this could break down to a 3. This could be something that occurs on the 12th. But you know what, to be honest, I wouldn't even consider this a date, okay? Something tells me here that the date does not matter. Like something, like there's something being obscured there. Like I feel like there's like a block, like you shouldn't know too much, okay? Then we have, I believe this is, what is this on this thing? This is like Neptune, I believe. Anyway, there's something like hidden here with this 12, but this breaks down to a 3. I wouldn't read into this number for some reason. There's something that like Spirit is saying, like there's no need to think about timing here. Don't think about timing here. Think about letting go and allowing, okay? There's actually really nothing you need to do. I'm here, okay, there's a really strong message coming through. There's nothing you need to do anymore. You just know what you deserve. You deserve, like, that's just one thing you should be doing in general, just knowing that you deserve whatever it is that you want, and that you deserve the peace, the accomplishment, okay? So yeah, your adventure that's coming up soon, I don't even want to physically describe it. It's almost as if that would be like a major spoiler. It would be like spoiling, going back to the Avengers, it would be like spoiling Endgame, right? And imagine watching Endgame, and I've seen people like try to convince people to watch that, like selfishly. Imagine watching Endgame after like all the 18 movies preceding Endgame. Like that's just horrible. I honestly cannot give you guys the details. Like that would just be wrong here. And we have Sagittarius IC. It's like there's going to be a lot that you guys are going to, I'm assuming you guys are going to be traveling. I will tell you guys that. There's going to be some travel plans going on. This is really an adventure. It's really coming. This is pretty epic, guys. I'm going to have to stop it here, but that's what I have for you guys, group number 3. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And if you did, please be sure to leave a like on it. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 4. Let's begin your reading. So let's look at what's going on. So what I'm seeing for you guys as far as your adventure is this is going to be living on the edge for you. There's a lot of edge energy here. There's a lot of like deep down bowels energy with the Scorpio. I transform in the devil and also the owl. There's a lot of like you going really deep and going maybe even a little dark, but living on the edge. And don't let that scare you, by the way, because I know deep and dark kind of gives some kind of emotive response that may make you feel that way. But this is actually like such freeing energy for you. We have the Spirit of Cups here, which is telling me that you guys have really, what was the word that just popped into my mind and left? Self-actualized in a sense, in terms of your emotions, because in this adventure here, you guys are going to be experiencing, it's almost as if you guys are going into Akashic records here. I'm seeing your adventure has something to do with you having a really deep spiritual experience. Like this could be like an astral traveling experience that just happens, or like a dream. I can see, why do I see you guys traveling? Okay. It's like you guys are traveling for knowledge. That's interesting. So you guys, your adventure has to do with you guys traveling for knowledge. That is so interesting. Okay. You guys are definitely seekers. You guys are people that just, if you're on this pile and this sounds like you, and if it doesn't sound like you, like, feel free to select another pile, but I'm seeing that you guys are seekers of knowledge. You guys are really captivated about learning about life and learning about how things work. And you're not afraid to go deeper. You're not afraid to explore what's going on. I'm seeing that some of you guys might be into the occult, or like learning about the occult, esoteric knowledge, that sort of thing. Talking with like aliens or something like that, or like you guys just might be interested in learning about different things. And this is actually because you guys are like next level. You guys are not afraid anymore. So some of you guys might have been afraid of like your curiosities. You guys might have been afraid of like what it is that you can handle, but I'm seeing that you guys are actually learning that this is all you and that there's nothing wrong with this aspect of yourself. Okay, I get like this curiosity, almost as if like I see like Egyptology coming through, like maybe you guys will be traveling to the desert. And okay, so your adventure really has to do with you maybe not searching for knowledge in the way that you think. I'm seeing that your adventure has to do with you kind of being thrusted, possibly like unexpectedly, with this movement of swords reversed. I'm seeing an unexpected thrust into knowledge. Like you guys will be traveling somewhere and then discovering something that kind of changes your entire life and essentially causes this major transformation in who you are. So I'm seeing that some of you guys might be experimenting with this devil here, like experimenting with your mindset, or perhaps releasing something that has basically been tormenting you for a long time. And this is why the Spirit of Cups is coming through. You've sort of mastered your emotions here. So I'm seeing that for a lot of you guys, your next adventure has to do with you wisening. We literally have wisdom here and this owl. This is like very much wise owl energy. And we have a lot of air energy as well, which has to do with your mind. And I'm sensing that your mind is really like learning about who you are fundamentally. So yeah, with the wisdom card, I see you just going on a journey with these books. It's like she's going on a journey in the desert. She's literally in a boat and in the desert with books. So I'm seeing that it's like you're almost going to be, your adventure has to do with you kind of just being swept off of your feet and encountering something that you didn't know would happen. But it's funny because the Devil card here, it gives me this sense here that it's like you might even go like, I don't know, to the Amazon or somewhere, and then you guys might even have like some kind of experience that may be, I don't know, induced by certain substances. That's weird that's coming through, but that's what's coming through, guys. And we have this 22 here, which has to do with like mastering this knowledge as well. So, but with camera here, I'm actually seeing that for a lot of you guys on this adventure, you guys will be shifting locations to a place where that's very beautiful, very scenic. So I'm seeing that you guys are going to be shifting over, if this could be traveling for maybe studying abroad, or perhaps you guys are going to be going on a trip or finding yourselves on a trip, because what I'm seeing with this movement of swords is that this is unexpected movement, okay? This being in reverse. So you guys may not even have a trip planned. This is a completely unplanned adventure. You guys may not even have a trip planned, but you guys might end up being moved without even, like, your universe, the universe isn't even going to ask you for your consent in a way. That sounds really weird, but yeah, it's like, and it's not going to be like something you don't want either. This is more so like, oh, I didn't know that there was like this flight here. Like, you know, like, or someone will like invite you to something, or maybe you'll get like a letter from somebody, but this is unexpected movement. to a very scenic place, a place that it's very lovely, maybe Morocco or something like that, maybe North Africa, the Gobi Desert. Like this could be like a desert location, Joshua Tree. I'm seeing like maybe like a desert location, but this is somewhere that's very scenic, very beautiful. And what's interesting is part of what you're learning is essentially how to be in this world, how to master everything that's going on with you. I think learning how to say no is a big thing as well. Speaking of consent, interestingly, learning how to say no to things. So there might be offers and there might be tempting offers like the devil here, which is like tempting you, like, or something like that. Maybe someone will try to tempt you with certain offers that you no longer want to do. You're like, I'm not going to be interested in that anymore. I'm just not into it anymore. And you're learning how to say no. You're like, okay, I'm not going to accept this anymore. Just because it's in front of me doesn't mean I have to accept it. And this is actually what's leveling you up, because I'm seeing you guys are inheriting wisdom, inheriting knowledge. Okay. This adventure, it's like, I've been wanting to say this, but I don't know why I haven't said it. This is reminding me of Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you haven't seen the show, totally watch it. But there's like a scene where they go to this tower in the middle of the desert, and it's basically like the Akashic records in the desert. There's like this desert, and there's like this tower, and there's all these books inside. There's this, oh my god, there's even an owl guy inside. There's a gigantic owl in there. Okay, this is exactly why I'm thinking of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's literally like in front of my face. So she's in the desert, she's on a tower of books, and there's like a giant owl inside this tower, like with all these books, and it's like this Akashic Records type place. So yeah, Spirit is definitely trying to feed my intuition here. Yeah, you guys are really going to be learning some really like heavy knowledge, and this is actually, it's like you're almost going to be given like this red pill, blue pill situation, like the Matrix. Like you guys are going to be, it's this devil here too. It's like almost like the devil is like having like all these like options for you, and it's like, do you want to choose like this previous option, or do you want to say no? Like, are you done with this? Like, and then are you going to level up here? So this is like all about taking this red pill and leveling yourself up and choosing a different option, choosing to break away from this matrix and feeling very emotionally fulfilled. This is like a weird transformation where, like I said, it's like deep and dark, but it's not like something that's going to leave you in an existential crisis or broken and shattered. Broken, shattered, alive. I'm just a crosshair. Da-na. You guys know that song? Who sings that? Franz Ferdinand? I love, that's like one of the best openings to a song ever. Na-na-na-na-na. So if you leave me, you'll leave me broken, shattered, alive. I'm just a crosshair. Freaking love that song. Why can't I remember the name? Take Me Out. Take Me Out. Anyway, that's coming up. There's some deeper meaning to those words. But yeah, lots of interesting things coming up here. But your adventure is really going to take you on a wild ride internally. You're going to definitely be wizened by this. I do see some kind of ritual event also happening. There's something about ritual and like almost like initiation. So your adventure might have to do with some sort of initiation into some sort of like world, okay? But I can totally see you guys being in like this picturesque type of environment, somewhere where you would be really impressed by the scenery. And yeah, I do see you guys really up-leveling spiritually. I could totally see you guys being like, having like a group of friends that like influence you to do like a lot of different things, but you're just like no longer feeling them anymore, and you're looking for something deeper. Like you're looking for more like spiritual, something to feed your spiritual side, something to feed you, you know, like on a higher level. And so you guys will be receiving that in your adventure. Let's roll some astrological dice, and then yeah, let's get an idea of who you might encounter. So we have here, this is Saturn. Okay. And then we have 10. It's interesting we have Saturn because we have the devil here, which is, you know, Saturnian energy. And this is Neptune. So with 10, I'm seeing you guys completing some sort of, what was I gonna? Yeah, I'm seeing like, why do I get this feeling like dream walking, or like you know, in Australia they have the walkabout or something like that, like dream time, but like not dream time, like where they go on a journey and they walk or something. I can't remember the name. That's so unfortunate. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Everything feels on the tip of my tongue today, but I feel like there's a reason. I feel like there's so many grand adventures being laid out that it's just like spirit just doesn't want. It's like it's a movie being spoiled, to be honest. And yeah, the Saturn energy, it's like you guys might be experiencing some Saturnian energy, but I wouldn't be afraid of it, because I know a lot of people get afraid of Saturn, but Saturn is just so empowering. And we have like Neptune here as well. So it's like you guys are, this also has to do with the mind as well. That's interesting. It has to do with the mind and genius and really like well, actually Uranus has to do with that. But yeah, this has to do with like your mind and really up leveling your consciousness. So there might be some like interesting truths. Let's just say they're interesting truths being unfolded for you. And there's so much knowledge in these books that you guys are going to uncover. It's probably going to up level your life and how you understand the universe and how to use it practically. That's what I'm seeing for you guys, group number 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading, and if you did, be sure to like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 5. Let's begin your reading. Let's see what your next adventure will be. So, right away, what I'm seeing is that there's going to be a lot of changes, and this is a lot to do with you standing up for yourself or standing for something. There's that phrase that comes to mind, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I feel like this is really the central point to your whole adventure. And this actually makes me think of this story called Sucker Punch. And that's where I actually discovered that phrase for you guys. There's a movie called Sucker Punch. It has to do with like some girl having this internal battle. And I feel like that's you a lot in this reading here today. There's an internal change that's being made that is done for the greater good. And the greater good could be yourself, it could be the world, but I'm seeing that you're standing against ideals that maybe you've set in place for yourself or society has set in place for you. And a lot of what, the theme of what you're going through in your next adventure is taking a stand. And this stand, you might not be someone who is really into that kind of like dominant, like take a stand, fist thing, but I'm seeing that there is like, even if you're like sort of subdued or perhaps you're a bit more meek or like something that's just more held back, more reserved, I'm seeing that you're willing to overcome this and actually take that stand. I'm seeing that a lot of you guys might have been resisting this change, but now you're accepting this change in your adventure. So this journey that's being taken is really you up leveling mentally. I'm seeing with Uranus Genius here that you guys may be taking on some intellectual pursuits, some academic efforts. You guys might be going back to school. You guys might be going to school, maybe just going to school in another location, getting a master's degree, something like that. Or you're going to be taking it upon yourself to do some self-study. So you guys might be interested in learning like some subject that you've always wanted to challenge yourself with, learning to play guitar, teaching yourself mathematics or something like that, that's going to up-level you mentally. I'm also seeing that you're turning away from events, situations, people that are upsetting you or trying to constantly get away with doing whatever they want with you. I'm seeing that some of you guys are very gentle people and you're just tired of being taken advantage of in this new adventure. So what I'm seeing is like in this adventure that you're going on and embarking on, I'm seeing that you guys are going to be making a lot of changes to yourself internally, and this is actually going to start showing on the outside. So you guys may be cutting your hair, you may be doing something with your style or taking on a new look, just doing something that makes you feel different. So because you're having this internal change in this adventure, there's going to be an external change, something that's popping into my mind, and I literally cannot stop thinking of show references all day today. So you know what? We're just gonna go with it. Something that comes to mind is this show Naruto, when this character Sakura, who's a very girly girl, goes through this change when she's faced with a battle, like a really hard battle comes up and like everyone's about to die, and she has this really long hair, and actually someone is gripping her hair and they're trying to keep her in place so that she can't fight back. And then she goes ahead and cuts off all of her hair because she's like, basically it's a moment where she chooses to cut off her hair, much like in this right here in this. Cutting off her hair symbolizes her having this radical change inside, because she went from someone who really cared about her appearance and boys and all this kind of stuff. She still cared about that after, but she changed internally and she started caring about more than just that. She up-leveled internally. She had like this awakening, like this Innocence of Cups here. She gained a little bit more emotional maturity. And so I feel like that's going on with you guys. Maybe you guys aren't like shallow to begin with. I'm seeing that you guys are actually very sensitive people, very compassionate people, and that actually is kind of the opposite of her, like where, you know, you might actually feel like you're being taken advantage of and you're just done with it. Maybe you guys are more assertive types of people, but you're used to giving people lots of second chances, and sometimes you give third, fourth, fifth chances because you're just that open as a person. But I'm seeing there's a new awakening to how you approach people and how you interact with people and how you let people take your energy or interact with your energy, I should say. So a lot of you guys are taking a new approach in this new journey. So I'm seeing that you guys actually might be really opening up to who you really are, which is someone who is very, very smart. I'm seeing you guys being very smart and starting to recognize that, starting to embrace that, and almost becoming a little bit of a mastermind in this new adventure. I'm seeing that you guys are just having a really, I would say, dominant energy coming through. Like you guys are like no longer taking any BS, none of that. You're just ready to start rebuilding. In fact, it's interesting here because we have the Seven of Swords reverse and like this card that says sabotage here. And it's kind of interesting because it seems as if like people really were like in your life previously trying to take advantage of you or like sabotage your efforts. Perhaps they see you as very like powerful, and you maybe weren't aware of that, or maybe you were aware of that, but other people can sense it too. And that's why those kinds of people would try to break you down or bring you down, right? And I feel like the starfish here kind of represents that, a little bit of your star power here. You guys have like this emotional star power. I feel like the starfish is like this water creature, but it's also it's representing this watery energy that you guys have got going on that's coming through. But it's also showing that like you guys are going to be stepping into your star power in this new adventure, where you're the star of the show, where you're the main character, where you have this great character arc, like cutting off your hair, symbolically speaking. And it might be you going from like maybe you are someone who's more rugged and you're making a change in a different way, where you're showing a softer side, maybe a more feminine energy, right? So I'm seeing a radical change in your energy that is really representing the real you, but it's not like the you before or you now is not the real you. You're just becoming more expanded on what that is, because maybe there's a narrow scope that's inhabiting right now. But with Uranus genius, I'm seeing like you completely blossoming to the world in this new adventure. So you having like this, rather than like a hero's arc, I'm seeing a heroine's arc, which is an internal arc. So the hero's journey is all about like, you know, venturing out into the world, meeting your mentor, and saving the whole world, you know. The heroine's journey, on the other hand, is actually going within. So instead of going out to save the whole world, you're kind of saving your local community and fixing what's going on internally. And that's just metaphorical for saying that whatever's going on inside of you, there's like an entire heroine's arc going on. Whether you're male or female, it has nothing to do with that. It's just the archetypal journey, okay? So what's going on is you're going internal and you're actually having like this breakdown, like this giant bulldozer is coming and knocking every single thing down and rebuilding it from the ground up. Okay, so basically there's like an internal revolution that's going on here. And what's actually happening in this adventure here is your internal revolution is becoming externalized. So what I'm seeing for you guys is that you guys are starting to alchemize your entire existence. So this beginning, the start of a new page, a new chapter, a new book here is you deciding, okay, like it's time to encompass more of who I am, embody more of who I am. It's not about changing who you are really, it's more about embodying who you are in more entirety, because as time goes on, you're going to be experiencing more and more of this stuff. It doesn't just end here with this adventure. But the Eight of Swords reverse is saying that some of you guys might actually be resistant to this change. You guys might be feeling like you're holding back on the change. We also have resistance here. But it's something that is inevitable, right? It's like a seed growing from the ground. It's inevitable. It's going to be punching the air. And some of you guys might be joining some grassroots efforts, like perhaps like saving the environment is coming through here. Like maybe that's something that's important to you. And I'm thinking like local environment. So maybe like you guys are going to step in and there's like some kind of conservation effort towards a forest in your town that's going to be deforested, something like that. You know, something that like a matter that speaks to you. Some of you might not be doing that, but this might be coming through for some of you guys to just like and get involved in like community service, like maybe going to like work at a soup kitchen or something like that. But this isn't really something that a lot of you are going to be pushed to do, but some of you might just be opening your heart to just helping your like local like area and like rebuilding. Actually, just like the heroine's journey, like, you know, the heroine's journey is like about, instead of going out into the world and like trying to fix the world at large, it's about like fixing what's here with you right now, being present and saying like, okay, like, and appreciating where you are now, and then trying to help the people around you that are in need. So this could be your family members or friends. And if your friends, like I said, there might be people around you that are kind of like messed up, or just like, you're like, no, like these people are taking advantage of me. Well, this is also about helping yourself. So some of you guys might not even be interested in doing that right now. And that's fine, because I mean, I've noticed that most people that volunteer, typically like they're just led at a certain point. And I feel like that's why we have like people always volunteering, because at different times, it's like we're all charged to step up, you know? So maybe this isn't your time, but some of you, it might be. But a lot of you guys, this is going to just be happening for you. It's like you're doing the community service on yourself. So going in, having that like internal change, the internal revolution that becomes externalized and alchemized. So yeah, I'm also seeing that like some of you guys might become like a local celebrity in a sense. Like you guys might be journalists or something, or you might be like in a chess club or something like that. And locally, people will know you for having succeeded at something. That's another thing that's happening. Like I'm seeing like, this could be on a massive scale too, actually. But like this might be starting off like as like a smaller scale thing, where it's like you start getting recognized in your town. Like let's say you're a poet and like you join a competition, or you go to an open mic night. Like you might just start speaking, like, you know, going and saying your poems, and then you're just going to start seeing that people around you in your community are starting to recognize you, because you're taking this moment to stand up and actually show your genius, show your internal talents to the world. I'm seeing you guys not hiding anymore. Like you guys are making this bold change. This is like a bold up-leveling of who you are and showing yourself in the spotlight. I'm seeing like you're bearing your emotions with starfish here. You're really bearing your emotions and allowing your emotions and like whatever it is that you're passionate about, imbuing it with that, and you being recognized for bearing those emotions, okay? So let's roll some astrological dice just to get a vibe of like maybe some people you'll be encountering, some energies. We have Aquarius, so you might be encountering Aquarius, or this might be this time when you start to feel a little bit more out of your element and then stepping into a new energy that might be a little bit more eccentric, right? So you guys might be doing that stylistic change. This doesn't have to be like you dyeing your hair green, it could be, but it could be like a stylistic change, like where suddenly like you want to start dressing like more Oxford styled dresses or something, or wearing Oxford shoes, or wearing it could be like alternative stuff. Maybe you want to be a little more punk or something like that. It could be anything, but this is about stepping out of your element. You guys might be stepping out of your element. This might even be an Aquarian who comes to you and you meet this person, and this person is like from a new world, new element, and then this is inspired energy that inspires you. And this person might be like some positive force after a lot of people have been like kind of like negative to you, if there have been that those kinds of people around. And then we have 9. Oh, this is actually 6 here. Okay, we have 6. So I'm seeing that you guys are going to be, this could actually be a love connection with the 6. So you might actually have a love connection with an Aquarian. So if you guys are single, this could be someone that you're going to date, like a soulmate, or like just someone you're going to date that you're going to really like. Or this could be a, wait, is this 9 or 6? Oh, I think I turned it. It was on 6. But this could be a love connection. This also could be a friendship. And then we have the Sun here. So I'm seeing that this is really your time to shine with a starfish. So you guys are really actually going to be experiencing a lot more attention on you, because what does the world do? It revolves around the sun. So I'm seeing that you guys are actually, again, stepping into that main character role and having like this heroine's journey, like where maybe it starts off in like your local hemisphere and then it branches off. Like, I think we've all seen that story of like the person that starts off and like they write a little post and then suddenly it's like, oh, everyone's interested in that little post or something, or it becomes like a phenomenon, you know, like everyone's looking out for your newsletter, and then like suddenly like the Huffington Post has it or something like that. So I'm seeing like this is like something that starts internal and then it completely alchemizes your reality. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys, group number 5. I hope you enjoyed your reading. And if you did, please be sure to like the video. And then I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 6. Let's begin with what your adventure holds. So I'm seeing your next adventure is really cool, actually. I'm seeing that a lot of you guys are probably artists. There's a lot of like artistic energy. I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys are Leos here, especially given that we have like this whole lion energy going on. And I'm just sensing that you guys might be fire signs, or if you don't have Leo in your chart, that's totally cool. But I'm just calling that out there for those of you that might be. So anyway, a lot of you guys must be artists or creative types of people. This could be like entrepreneurs as well, just someone who's creating things and wants to do that for their lifestyle, that kind of thing. There's just a lot of energy here that's saying that your next adventure that awaits you is you starting off on something that really matters to you creatively and having that take off. With Cashapp here, I'm seeing like maybe something that you weren't expecting to taking off. So this is going to be unexpected. Despite me telling you about it, it's still going to pop up into your reality, and you're still going to feel like, oh my God, I didn't sense that coming. You might even forget that I even talked to you guys about this before it happens. That's what I'm seeing here. With the 6 of Pentacles reversed and the 10 of Pentacles being reversed, I'm seeing that a lot of you guys might have felt like you've had a lot of blunders going on in your life, as far as like money or relationships. But what I'm seeing here with the 8 of Cups here is that you guys are like done dancing on fine ice. I'm seeing that you guys are just like in this new adventure. Like you guys are going to be completely done like worrying about anything. You guys are just going to let things fall and let the chips fall where they may. Or in this case, let the cups fall where they may. I'm seeing that you guys are really stepping into this lion energy of being super out there, super bold, and super relaxed. Because when you think of a lion, especially this male lion here with the mane, you think of the lion just laying around and just waiting for the lionesses to go hunt and then to come back so they can like mate and stuff like that, their coitus and stuff. But yeah, they're just chilling. They're like so relaxed, and you know what's happening for them? They're just being fed. They're getting all the pleasure they want. They don't really have to do much of anything. They're just leading the pride. So what I'm seeing for you guys, like I suddenly wanted to watch Lion King 2 and like, oh my God. Anyway, this lion energy is like super huge here. It's actually overarching everything. I feel like the lion is just kind of like overlooking your entire journey right now. So a lot of you guys might have this as a spirit animal coming through, or you might want to channel this energy. But there's a lot of fire going here, which is telling me like at this time, your passions, whatever you invest your time in, whatever you're planting right now, like whatever seeds you're sowing at the moment, those are the things that are going to blossom very soon on your next adventure. And I'm seeing that this is going to be awesome. Like this is a beautiful garden, and it's interesting because there's like these flowers creating this face of beauty. And so what I'm seeing is whatever you're growing in this garden of yours is going to be absolutely beautiful. And I'm seeing that some of you guys really just have that artistic touch. You could be literally doing anything, and there's that artistic touch that's just pushing out of everything that you do. I get this sense here that you guys are very old souls, and you guys just have like this internal knowledge about how to make things look good aesthetically, or how to make music sound great, or do something in the realm of like the arts that just makes everyone like fall for you. And I'm seeing that you provoke a lot of emotions in people. So people feel very happy or sad in response to what you're making. And that's a really good thing. This is like an actor. Like if an actor gets a compliment like, gosh, I hated you when I was watching you in that movie. Like, God, it was like you were so awful, right? Even if they're being told how awful they were, you know, that means they did their job if they inspired such hatred, right? And the same thing goes for inspiring laughter or joy or feelings of love. So I'm seeing that's what your energy does. So you guys might be polarizing figures, but I'm not even really seeing a polarizing person here, because with the lion energy, I'm seeing like on your adventure, although you might be provoking emotions in people, I'm seeing that's your art or whatever you're creating is doing this. So, and these are actually good things, because the types of things that makes people feel bad aren't things like, oh, you made me feel bad and now I feel sick to my stomach and like, I hate you for it. It's more like, oh, like, you know, I felt so sad listening to that song. It made me think of that time, and it actually made me feel some catharsis from it, that kind of thing. So I'm seeing that like whatever you're doing, your art, your creative passion, it's moving people in this next adventure. I'm seeing that it's like you now have something that's spun off and like created some movement here. With 8 of Cups, I actually do see it's like you're disrupting people's emotions here. Like you're creating a huge disruption, and you don't even care. Even the bear just seems like he doesn't give a fuck, you know? Like he just likes chilling there like, well, I guess I'm knocking this over. Like, I don't know. I don't care. He's kind of like Pooh Bear. Have you guys read the Tao of Pooh? You know, Pooh is like this Taoist. He just doesn't care. He just goes with the flow. He doesn't, you know, he doesn't try. He just is. He doesn't try to do anything. So that's what I'm saying. Like, so this next adventure is you chillaxing and then something amazing happening from that. So I'm seeing that you guys are actually going to be experiencing a lot of benefits. You know, interestingly, I'm not seeing like the universe is like, I feel like the universe is feeding you and feeding your desire with recognition. This really just feels like recognition here. Like you guys will be recognized for whatever it is that you want to do. This reminds me of Thomas the Tank Engine a little bit. Thomas the Tank Engine was a little bit creepy, but I kind of like love it for that. It's kind of interesting. But it says fun house as well. That's really interesting. Yeah, so a lot of you guys might be see, some of you guys might be a little bit like kooky, but like in a good way. And I'm seeing that this is like actually something that people are starting to recognize as beautiful, this kookiness. It might be that you guys are just a little bit different, a little weird. And I know a lot of people just claim they're weird for like clout, but like you guys are like actually like weird, but like in a cool way. Like you guys are like, maybe you've gone through some stuff, you've had some life experiences that have made you very quirky or really funny, or just inspired your art in such a way that like you're just very unique. And I'm seeing that in you guys. I'm seeing that people that might not have recognized, like maybe you were that theater kid, right? And you were just like, everyone's like, oh, you're so weird. And now you're just, everyone's like looking at you and they're admiring you. So like, if you think about it, like maybe not Brad Pitt, I don't know Brad Pitt's story, but like imagine like, you know, if you think about a lot of these actors, right? Like they look so cool, like Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise, right? They look like they're so cool in their movies. Like they're just like, you're wielding guns and they're like the macho alpha dudes and dudettes. But like imagine like them being the theater kid, right? Like imagine like even if they weren't in theater, like when they were like a young chap or chap-ess, they were like really, really weird, and people thought that they were kind of weird maybe, or maybe because that artistic energy, sometimes when you're really creative, I can see that it expresses itself early on as being like out of order, like this, you know, this circus elephant looking thing here. Like it's just like you kind of seem out of order. Like there's might be some like chaos, like some circusy energy going on. I see a lot of circus energy with like the 8 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 5th house here. Like you guys might have felt like you were in the circus and people were looking at you like you were one of the weird talents. But I'm seeing that like it's almost like, so like imagine that Brad Pitt was like a theater kid and everyone made fun of him. And I'm not saying that actually happened to him, I have no idea. But let's say that that happened to him. He just didn't really fit in with anyone. Like now, for like the last, I don't know, 30 years or so, or maybe he's not that old, but like 20 years or so, he's just been like one of the kings of Hollywood, right? And everyone looks at him like he's so cool, and no one can ever even imagine that he wasn't cool. That's kind of the sense I get here. It's like what was once like really eccentric about you or something that was making you stand out is now considered beautiful. And maybe people that made fun of you, like maybe you had certain features like on your face or something. Maybe you had like really distinctive cheekbones, or maybe your nose was a little wider or something, or your eyes were like, I don't know, maybe slanted, or like they had like, maybe they were like, I don't know, maybe they were really hooded or something, or maybe they were really prominent, or maybe your lips were really thin or really big or something like that. There's some kind of feature on your face, right? Or maybe your eyebrows were really thick at one point and people were like, oh, that's not, but like think about it now. Like everyone used to be like, if you had thick eyebrows, like that you were really weird, people used to make fun of you. But now people that have unibrows are like celebrated. Everyone wants to like fill in their eyebrows. People that were plucking their eyebrows are now putting castor oil on their eyebrows to get them to grow. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that, you know, there are certain beauty standards that are above, but I'm saying like, and I don't think anyone should be listening to beauty standards, and that's kind of the point here. Like something that you, in this next part of your, like this next phase, this new adventure, something that people were possibly like picking on you for is going to be something that's like super in at one point, and people are going to be looking at you and they're going to be like, oh, like I really wish I had that. Like maybe they were making fun of you for something. It could be a personality quirk, but now it's like it's super cool. Like just like how everyone, like I was saying earlier, like people will say that they're weird now. Like it's just like I literally hear everyone saying that they're weird. But I remember there was a time in life when being weird was just not like the way to go. You know, or being a nerd or something. Like people used to get like made fun of for being really nerdy, but now it's like everyone's like, you know, saying that. So I'm seeing that something that you have innately and people might have judged you for in the past, people are now going to want to claim or recreate in themselves, people that you might have known. So I'm seeing you kind of just showing people up, and that's not really your intention, or maybe your goal, possibly. Maybe it is, it could be your goal. It's not a bad thing if it is. In this case, like, it's just you being you, and you're just looking back and you're like, okay, like, this is really strange now that people are looking at me this way. But I'm seeing that you guys are the center of attention. So you guys might have felt like freaks before, or like really weird, outcasted. But I'm seeing that everything that you were like outcasted for is not only inspiring your art in this next adventure, but people are starting to take note of it, and they're starting to look at you like you're that celebrity. It's like almost like that moment, like when someone like rises up, and then that person that was making fun of them like is like, oh my gosh, let's hang out. And you're like, wait, no, I don't want to hang out with you. You were kind of mean to me before, There's that kind of energy. So you guys are really stepping up, and I'm seeing like a really big switch in events. Like, you guys might have been feeling like it was going to go nowhere, but then it just takes off. Like, maybe you have a song and then it takes off on like TikTok or something, and everyone's playing it everywhere. Or maybe you have like some kind of, again, like some kind of story, or like some kind of like newsletter that just takes off, So let me roll the astrological dice for you guys, and like, let's see what kind of people might come into your life right now. So you guys might have someone with some Neptune energy coming in. There might be a Sagittarius coming in for you guys. This could be, is this like a love interest? I'm potentially a love interest or a friend. There could be a love interest here with these two fish swimming here. I get this vibe of like, it's very Piscean vibes here, but you guys might be Pisces as well. But I'm just seeing like you guys meeting like a soulmate, perhaps. This could be like a friend, actually. This could be, part of it, I get like a sense here that part of you might be, you might have recently split off from someone. Like, there might have been like a recent split off, and then you guys are going to be meeting the person that is for you. This could be like a friend, or an actual romantic partner. But with this Neptune energy, I'm just seeing you guys opening your channels to new adventures, new love, and stuff like that. And we have 5 here, which kind of represents, Mercury, so communication. So I'm seeing like you guys are actually opening up the channels of communication. You guys are actually having like this pivot point in your reality where you're actually going to be experiencing more of your art, your creative energy being communicated to the world. So it's going to be like a weird vibe in this next chapter, because you're going to start feeling like you're actually more connected to the world than ever. You might be feeling very isolated, but let's, like, going back to the musician example, like now everyone around you is listening to your music, or you're just hearing it everywhere. It's like kind of like, whoa. So it's something like this, okay? But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you, group number 6. I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. And if you did, be sure to like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 7. So let's begin your reading. What is going to be the next adventure in your life? So I would call this next chapter the busy chapter, but this is good busy energy, okay? This is very good busy energy. I'm seeing that you're putting forth your efforts into your social life, your romanticizing your life really is what's going on here. I'm seeing that you guys are really going to be making efforts to socialize with people, or not even making efforts. I'm seeing that you're just going to be more social in this next adventure. So you're going to be having a lot of friends, doing a lot of weird activities. You might be introverts, and you might meet other introverts, and you guys might just have like this weird meshing energy. But if you guys are really social, this is really great time for you guys, because you guys are really going to be experiencing a broader sense of your social life. You're going to be experiencing more events than ever. I'm seeing a lot of busy energy here, because we have this 2 of Pentacles here, which tells me that you guys are going to be balancing a lot in your life, figuring out how to make everything work, everything happen, make everything happen on time, meeting a lot of deadlines. And this is really good, because I'm seeing that for some of you guys, you might have been feeling a lot of boredom recently, a lot of restriction. You guys might have been experiencing a lot of different conflicts with people in your life. But what I'm seeing with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse here is that things are going to change. You're not going to be expecting what's going to change. You're not going to be able to control the outcome, really. And I say that loosely because you are able to control the outcome. But what I'm seeing here is that your energy has been gathering up this kind of like unexpected, turbulent force that wants you to experience more spontaneity in your world. So this is a spontaneous change. I was going to say spontaneous, which isn't even a word. Sorry. But you guys are going to be feeling more spontaneous than ever and really getting out of your shell. So some of you guys might be more introverted, but you guys might be branching out of that, you know? Like, I understand this energy, like, just from my own personal experience for a moment. Like, I'm an introverted person, but I totally understand that this is also not who I am. And I feel like that's kind of what you guys might be. Like, you guys may not be exactly what you think you are, because all of these things are labels, right? And labels form restrictions. So you can label yourself something, but really, should you? Because at different times in life, we might feel more of this or more of that. In fact, being extroverted or introverted aren't really things. I think, wasn't it Carl Jung that kind of talked about extroversion and introversion? And he actually said that extroverts and introverts are actually more rare. Most people are ambiverted, which is like in between, and then there are some extreme people. So this is kind of a rare thing for someone to be exclusively introverted, exclusively extroverted. It's more so you're kind of in the middle, right? So some of you guys might be extroverts, some of you guys might be introverts, but what I'm saying is overall you're going to be enjoying your social life in this new adventure. We have the 11th house friends here, which is, and I'm seeing this, this looks like the craft here, like, you know, like 4 witches, you know, having fun, figuring things out together. And so a lot of you guys are going to be finding people with common interests. So some of you guys might be witches or into the occult. So you guys might be meeting like your soul family or something like that. Or you might be into crafting, sewing, playing chess, going to like some local clubs. So some of you guys might start like looking up like local clubs and wanting to join that. You guys might be feeling inspired to do that. But I'm seeing a lot of you guys are feeling yourselves, feeling really good about yourselves. And we have this abundance card here, which is showing me like you guys are living in like that love energy, and you're kind of just moving out of that place where you want to be like just feeling down all the time. And I don't say that you want to feel down, but I'm saying like with this 5 of Wands here, there might have been some like conflicting energies in your life that have just been making you feel agitated, irritated. This could be within as well, as far as like, you know, feeling cramped up. Maybe you've been cooped up for a while and you're just like burning to get out of there and just get out into the world and experience new people. But I think this is really exciting because I feel like, especially if you guys are adults, making friends as an adult might not be the most simple task for you. And what's great is that some of you guys that have been looking for friendship for a while, like real friendship, this is happening for you. This is like the energy you guys are in. Lots of friendship energy, because you're loving yourself in this new adventure. You're really feeling the love for yourself, and so you're attracting what you are. You're attracting the people that are going to love you because you love yourself, and so you would get nothing less than that. Okay? And then we have this abundance card here, which is just showing me like you being surrounded by love, money, friends, like you guys are just feeling like you're really enjoying life. And again, this oyster is like shining. It's like you getting out of your shell, okay, opening up to the world. And what's inside of an oyster? A pearl. So I'm seeing that you guys are really feeling good about yourselves, feeling like you guys might have bought the pearl, as they say, you know, in, you know, law of assumption circles, right? Like you guys might have like been manifesting this for a while, and like this new chapter is all about you having fully embraced your new identity, your new state, and just forgetting about anything that's been leaving you feeling bad about yourself. So you guys are going to be feeling really good about yourself in this new adventure, very much like you're seizing the moment. So yeah, there's a lot to be said here. You guys are going to be feeling busy. Maybe it's because you guys are going to be double booking people, because you'll have so many like friends coming in, new opportunities. You guys might even have like lots of coworkers that you're going to be maybe moving to a new town, getting a new job, and there's going to be like new coworkers that you like. But I'm just seeing a lot of events and lots of spontaneity. You're not going to be able to control this. And I'm seeing that for some of you guys aren't like really embodying that like control freak energy here. You're just kind of like, you're accepting all of the abundance that could happen. You're not trying to control the manifestation. You just are allowing it to come in for you. You're just allowing these energies to fall into place. And so again, good busy is happening here. So let's roll some astrological dice for you. Okay, so we have Sagittarius, we have Saturn, and we have 5. So what I'm seeing for you guys, again, with the 5, we have Mercury, which is dealing with communication. So you guys are really going to be in a lot of communications. You're going to be intermingling with a lot of different people. With the Saturn here, I'm seeing that this might be something you've had to overcome. Like this is, maybe you guys have had a lot of social anxiety, or you guys haven't had the best track record with making friends or being social with people, but that's about to change. Like this is really about to change. This is like you embodying new energy. Maybe you guys have been reading books about socializing and then that's been helping you guys. And we have Sagittarius here, which is saying like you might be meeting some like fire signs. I do see like a lot of fire energy. So you guys might be meeting some fire signs. You guys might be meeting a Sagittarius specifically, or you guys might be Sagittarian, or be traveling. Maybe you guys will be traveling to a new town. Maybe you guys will start going to school somewhere else. And that's where you're going to be meeting all these new people and feeling like a new person. So anyways, that's what I have for you guys, group number 7. I hope you guys enjoyed that reading. And if you did, be sure to like the video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hi, group 8. Let's begin your reading. So starting off, what I'm seeing for you guys is that there's a little bit more of a magical energy going on with you. I'm seeing that you guys are having a really big transformation in perspective. This is about you opening up to ideas that you were really afraid to before and having everything go way better because of it. This is about you saying no to things that you might have agreed to in the past but never really believed, but maybe you've been feeling like you believe it. But I'm seeing a really big shift in your thinking. This could be the way that you're seeing the world right now, or the way you think you have to progress in the world. You're having like this reinvention of self here with the Mercury retrograde that has to do with you assessing how you've approached the world before and seeing if you still want to go that way. And it really is like this Mercury retrograde. We just got out of a Mercury retrograde. If you're seeing this video as it's being like published, like the day of or near that, we just got out of a retrograde, and this might have actually been part of the great transformation for you. So this new journey that's coming, this new adventure, might be coming soon. I'm seeing that some of you guys are very fierce people. We have the dragon and the snake here. And this is showing me that you guys are kind of like, what's interesting too is we also have this blue heart, which kind of seems like cold-blooded, but I don't see you guys being cold-blooded. I'm seeing that like you guys are having like this rapid shift that requires you to maybe cut somebody off or cut some people off or just transform who you are. And maybe that'll require you to like adopt a little bit more of like a hardened side, right? And this isn't really about like you being cruel or mean. This is about you stepping into a level of power that requires you to be strong in order to move on. Be honest with yourself is popping up. And what's interesting here, this is for a small subset of you. There are some people here in this, that chose this pile, that may be feeling like they have to walk away from something. Maybe it's a situation, maybe you feel like you have to walk away from a job. And so this requires you to like, you know, take some deep breaths and like just get really cool in your energy and just be like, okay, like this is it. Like we're just cutting this thing off. This could be like cutting off a person that you're just no longer like on good terms with or anything like that anymore. But it's really like you have to find that fire again. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, like there was a call and you remember not answering the call. Like there was something that you wanted to do in life and you knew that you wanted to do that thing. Maybe you thought that you had to sacrifice something before, and this could have been something that you really wanted to do and you sacrificed that thing for another person, for another job or another position. And you guys might have felt as though you had to do that thing, but now you're realizing that it's time and that you haven't made anyone happy. You haven't made yourself happy. You haven't made anyone else happy. So therefore you kind of have to just like step back and bear the brunt of this change, because the change isn't, you know, it isn't easy. We even have like change here, thunder moon, like there's like an entire thunderstorm happening here with this change. So it might not be the easiest of changes, but you're kind of required to do this because this adventure here is all about being like bold and honestly acquiring a level of power that you've never had before. It's almost like you need to undergo this transition here. So I'm also seeing that the snake energy could be that you had to go head to head with somebody in the past and then you didn't like the outcome or you didn't like how it went about. And so it's like you're kind of just been ushered away from doing something you really want, when really it's time for you to claim that spot, right? To claim that treasure, as the dragon would. It's like you have something to protect here. There's something that you need to protect. And this Ace of Wands being reversed is just showing me like something that you've always wanted to do. You maybe you passed up on it before, but it's something that you have to protect now. So the Ace of Swords is almost as if you're coming back into glory. You're like reclaiming your spot at the top. Like you were meant to be on top of that mound of gold. No one else. Maybe some other like snake came in and tried to get on top of your gold and take your gold from you, but you're just like no longer doing that. So this Mercury retrograde reinvention here is talking about you upgrading back to you before you had like some kind of shift in your confidence that kind of made you think you had to do hard labor to get to where you want, or maybe you had some kind of perspective on like life that was like really detrimental to you, and it seems like you walked away from your passion at one point, or you just held back on it, or you didn't really work on it as much as you should have, or you didn't make it a priority. And in this new adventure, you're going to be making it a priority, and you're going to be making it other people's business. Like, I feel like when you start making this a priority, people are going to take notice. So you're kind of being urged in this next adventure, this new chapter, to make this a priority. And reassess how you're progressing in life. Reassess how you're approaching life and your take on life, because that's what the next adventure is about. It's about kind of becoming a fearsome hero or heroine. Like you're kind of becoming like a more fearsome person. Like you're not as sentimental anymore. And that's not like a bad thing here. This isn't like you're being ice cold and you're mean to people that are nice to you. No. This is about like, okay, you have your eye on the prize. You know what you want. And just like the dragon's a very fearsome, like, but respected, lucky energy. The dragon's a very lucky energy that represents strength and like, you know, strength of character. So I'm seeing that for you guys, it's like you guys people might think you're cold if they're someone that's normally used to taking advantage of you, or normally used to you just being a pushover or a people pleaser. So what's going on with this energy is like you're just no longer being that, and so you're kind of just sweeping the competition like they're nothing. Like you're kind of just taking things down. Like once you've stepped into your power in this new chapter, it's like people are just no longer going to be able to deny like the power you possess here. So being honest with yourself, like there might be some changes that you need to make in this new adventure. But what I'm seeing for a lot of you guys is that this new adventure has to deal with you making the biggest progression you've ever made towards something that you really want, a career goal. And it has to do with you staying strong and kind of becoming that like badass character, like in Kill Bill or like in Charlie's Angels, really. Like I'm almost seeing you like a Charlie's Angel, whether you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. Like I'm almost seeing you like a Charlie's Angel coming in and just being like you're fun, but it's like if you have a job to do and there's like the bad guys that are coming, you're able to chop them down. You're like, no, like we're not gonna have this happen today. Like we have a mission to complete, okay? So yeah, there's like a lot of you changing who you are from like maybe someone who was more like a pushover before, maybe not a pushover, I wouldn't say a pushover, but just I'm seeing more of like a people pleaser, someone who was really trying to make other people happy for so long, realizing that you didn't make anyone happy and you ended up making yourself unhappy, and now you're making like a big change and people are not. Let me tell you, like if you make a change and you're going from like someone who is like more, like you might even be rebellious, like that happens, like you could even be rebellious, right? But still a people pleaser. Like you might just be like rebellious in spirit, but then your actions are always like trying to be respectful of other people, or you try to like help, like accommodate other people as much as you can. But you could just be like someone who's like more like gentle. So it doesn't really matter. The fact that you're changing and deciding like, you know, you're going to be like this badass character who has a job to do and a mission to complete, like with no like interference, like you don't need anybody like coming, like you're just really going to be so focused that people are going to feel like they're being bulldozed, even though that's not what's going to happen. But it's almost like you're going to be feeling empowered by that. Like the more people show you how much your change is bothering them, the more you're going to be feeling deeper seated into this new character of being like really strong and really a powerful presence. And it's just like people are going to maybe not they might not like it, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if they like it or not. That's kind of how it feels here. Like I'm seeing like this snake right here. It's almost like reinvention as well, because the snake has to shed its skin as well. So I'm seeing like you're shedding your skin and you're entering like a new phase of life where you're just like, you know what? I actually don't like that. Like I don't like you. I don't need this to happen. Like I don't need you guys to be here, or I don't need you guys to be in my life. Like you guys need me. Like that's kind of how the energy is going here. Yeah, there's like a major change, a major shift, and you're just kind of tired of being disappointed. You're tired of being disappointed by maybe the universe or something. It could be the people around you, or maybe disappointed even with yourself, maybe not taking up this gauntlet as it was passed to you. But it's okay, because it's never too late. And that's what the next adventure is about. It's about you taking that step towards your creative passion and going for it fully, completely. One more message I want to add before I roll these astrological dice here is, oh my gosh, okay. Well, it landed on Scorpio. Let's just leave it there for now. But one thing I wanted to say is, like, as you go on this journey, I'm seeing that if you didn't believe in yourself before, if you didn't believe in your passion, your creativity, like this creative energy that was passed on to you, this flame that was for you, your talent that was meant for you, if you didn't seize that moment before, it doesn't matter. And if you didn't believe in yourself before, it doesn't matter, because in this next adventure, whatever is leading you here is shifting you into a state. I see you guys in a state where it doesn't matter what obstacles come in your way. It doesn't matter what circumstances present themselves. You're never going to stop believing in yourself. You're going to know in yourself. You're not going to believe in yourself. You're going to know in yourself. And it doesn't matter if you get rejected. It doesn't matter if you, and not saying you will get rejected. You might get accepted right away. Things might just take off right away here. Okay. Your fierceness really presents that, by the way. But even if that weren't the case, or even if that wasn't the case, even if that weren't the case, even if that wasn't the case, we have Mercury retrograde here. So if I say something out of line, that must be it. But anyway, if that wasn't the case, if you were to get rejected, or if you were to experience some like roadblocks on the way, you would fiercely overcome them. You would use your dragon's fire breathing and demolish that barrier. You would demolish it. Like, I'm seeing this next chapter, you guys being fierce as hell. Like, you guys are just going to demolish everything that comes in your way. You're just not playing games anymore. You're just done. You're just like, no, like, I know what I can do. I know I can accomplish this. There's literally nothing. There's nothing special about anyone else who's accomplished it. Like, just because someone else accomplishes it doesn't mean that it deprives you of that. You don't see competition. You don't see any of the competition at all. There is no competition. I'm seeing like you just being like in a zone where you're like, yes, like this is me. This is my power. This is like everything. Like, I have everything it takes. And literally, I just don't see anything getting you down. Like, this is just how like fearsome you are. This is just how like, it's like logic too. Like this, the blue heart, like I just see like this logical thing, like where you're just like, you're not thinking with your emotions anymore. You're just like, the emotions are already there. It's just like you just are stepping in with this new, like more calculated energy, this more clever, looking at everything as a holistic thing, because you don't know how it's going to unfold. You just know that it will unfold. It's a certain knowing that you're stepping into. Okay, so we have 3, and then we have Jupiter. So yeah, I'm seeing you guys being very blessed and prosperous. We have the 3, which is ruled by Jupiter. Yeah, sorry. So we have like a lot of Jupiterian energy here. We have like Jupiter, and we also have Scorpio here, which rolled before, but I'm going to pull some. Then we also have a Leo, okay? So we have like Scorpio, Leo. So yeah, Scorpio can really represent the transformation that you've gone through, but also Leo can also show that you've become like this more fearsome person, this person who values themselves and puts themselves first, puts themselves in the center of attention. You guys could be encountering a Scorpio, and that might have been why it popped out, and you could be encountering a Leo. But I'm also seeing like this is just kind of like your energy here. And also just you being really prosperous in this next adventure because of the Jupiterian energy that's popping up with these 2 things. But also 3 has to do with creation. So I'm seeing this Ace of Wands that's in reverse here is kind of being pulled upright again, because you're starting to remember who you are in this new adventure, and you're stepping into that creative energy, and you're starting to create. You're not like thinking about creating. This is you actually creating. There's really nothing stopping you here on this next phase, okay? Anyways, that's what I have for you guys, group number 8. I hope you guys enjoyed your reading, and if you did, please be sure to like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.